I suddenly went good. Oh, hey there, how's it going? I don't know if you heard me count, but I just did over 800 reps. Today, we're going over the review of the Rogue Isolateral Leg Press. I'm going to give you all the details about this new piece from Rogue that we ordered. We're going to talk about the pros, we're going to talk about the cons, because there are some cons that you need to be aware of if you're interested in buying this leg press. At the end of the video, I'm also going to show you the full delivery process, how it got delivered, how it got installed, what we needed to do on delivery day. That will be at the end of the video, so if you're serious about buying this piece, definitely make sure that you stay for that, because on delivery day, you better be ready for this thing, because this thing's a beast. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. I post weekly fitness content to help you get the best shape of your life. And I freaking love gym equipment, so I'm constantly putting out gym equipment reviews to let you know what's good and what's not good. This is an item that when me and my fiance started our gym, we both were like, man, it'd be awesome to have a leg press someday. We've been dreaming about it. We finally pulled the trigger. And today I'm going to go through my full, in-depth, honest opinion. Before we start this, I'm not affiliated with Rogue Fitness in any way. So this is my full, in-depth, honest opinion. Like I said, we're going to talk about the pros, we're going to talk about the cons, talk about how it got delivered, what you need to be ready for. We're going to talk about everything that you need to know about the Rogue Isolateral Leg Press. Let's start off with the pros first. Leg press is one of those machines that isn't a lot of workout programs, and typically in a home gym setting, you're not going to have it. But at every commercial gym, there's some variation of a leg press. The Rogue Isolateral Leg Press is a beefy-ass machine. They spared no expense when they built this thing. Just like Rogue always does, they always overbuild their equipment. This is no exception here on the leg press. One of the biggest benefits and one of the biggest pros of this specific leg press is the ability to do unilateral work. So with the pin in the back, you have the ability to connect both of the foot plates where you can do leg press, like a normal leg press, both feet at the same time. You also have the ability to unconnect that pin where you can work on single leg and unilateral movements, which is a really good function to have on a leg press, because a lot of times when we're doing leg exercises or just in general, we're trying to lift and build strength and build muscle, we're going to create imbalances down the road somewhere. And this is a really good way that, one, we can even out those imbalances, but also just slightly switch up this training stimulus and give yourself just a little bit different stimulus and train in a slightly different way. The design of this leg press is badass. Matte black, you get the white Rogue branding on the middle, you got the silver guiding rods. Overall, this leg press is very aesthetically pleasing. That's something that you have to come to expect from Rogue. You know that they build BV equipment, they build good equipment, and they build aesthetically pleasing equipment. One other big pro about this leg press specifically is the ability to do so many different angles and so many different foot positions. So the plate is super wide. There's a lot of different places that you can put your feet on this leg press. You can put it low, you can put it close, you can put it wide, you can put it high. And in my opinion, that is something that is really going to add a lot of variety to your training. By slightly changing up your foot position and the angle of your foot position, you're going to be able to train different portions of your legs. And again, it's going to create a lot of variety. And in your training, the worst program is one that you can't stick with. So this is something that's going to add a lot of spice, it's going to add a lot of variety to your program and allow you to fully train your legs and really hit the legs from a lot of different angles. The foam pad on the leg press is super nice. It's not so squishy that you fall into the seat. It's very firm, but it's not overly hard. So overall, the pad is very nice. It gives you good solid support. It doesn't feel like you're imprinting into the leg press whenever you're pressing your legs out, actually using the machine. So overall, it's a really good solid foam cushion. Another thing that I really like that Rogue did is the ability to add stoppers on your leg press. So at the very bottom of the leg press, you could adjust stoppers up and down to adjust as far as your range of motion. Also, so you don't snap your shit up. In my opinion, that's just an awesome feature that they added that you don't see at a lot of gyms. Typically, the bottom of the machine can come all the way down as far as it can. There's not a stopper that you can adjust. And I think that really provides people with a sense of security, especially if you're training alone or if you're not as experienced with using a leg press. Knowing that you have that stopper there puts your mind at ease. And I even accidentally dropped the leg press when I was unpinning it all the way down from the top with the 45 plate loaded on the side. I didn't realize that the left side was not connected, and it hit that weight stopper and it acted as a shock absorber. So there was no problem. It was kind of an accidental test, but it was good to know that that weight stopper stopped the plates, it stopped the sled, and there was no sort of damage from that. The seat being adjustable is another great feature of the leg press, depending on different sizes of the athlete or different sizes of the individual or even your training partners that you're training with. Being able to adjust the seat forward and back, one is going to change the angle of your press. Two is also going to make it more comfortable for different size athletes. Some people are taller, some people are shorter, and having the ability to adjust the back seat angle is a really good pro. Another awesome pro that I really like on this leg press is being able to add plates in 2 different positions. Having 2 separate weight pegs that you can load is a great addition, especially if you have starter athletes. If you're in the gym and you're training your legs and you develop strong legs, over time you're going to add weight to that leg press, and you don't want to have a ceiling where you can only hold a certain amount of weight. So the longer of the weight pegs is 17.25 inches, and the shorter of the weight pegs is 10.5 inches. So this is going to allow you to have plenty of weight on that leg press. I will also say that in my experience with the angle of the leg press, that this is heavier than other leg presses that I've used in commercial gyms. I really like that it has the ability to not have a ceiling to where, say you had a leg press that you could only stack 4 or 5 plates on each side. Eventually, you're gonna get to that and you're gonna reach that ceiling, and then you're gonna have to up your reps or slow your tempo down or change some variation to where there is a ceiling. So it's a great addition that, especially if you're a strong individual and you're worried about maxing out the leg press, that's gonna be a really good pro for you, because there's a lot of weight that you can add, and if you run into that problem, good for you. You need to find some thinner plates. I love the design of this leg press. I think it's awesome. I think that it looks bougie. It looks awesome in our gym. Now we need to talk about some cons, because there are some cons with this leg press that you should be aware of before purchasing to make sure that this is the right fit for you.
Heartless in the darkness, torn apart quick, you left scars ripped to be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept.
The first con on the Rogue leg press is the storage pins. And this is something that I'm kind of surprised, especially at Rogue being such a big brand and such a good company in general. I mean, almost everything in this gym is from Rogue Fitness. And the storage plates on the side, you can only use one. So the way that the spacing of the storage plates are, when you go to add your plates on, you're only going to be able to add plates on either the top or the bottom peg. Now, when you go to add other plates, you realize that the plates aren't spaced out enough because the circumference of the plate is not going to allow you to add another plate to the top or the bottom peg, depending on which one you have on it. So that is a big con, in my opinion, to where it would be nice to have the ability to stack 45s and 25s on the leg press. Now, I have a plate tree right next to my leg press, and if it doesn't bother you and you don't have OCD about picking up plates, you could always leave the plates right next to the leg press. But that is a huge thing that you should be aware of, that it kind of bothers me a little bit. And I'm really surprised that Rogue didn't think about this, or that they hadn't fixed this in the design, because this is not a cheap piece of equipment. This is a really nice piece of equipment, and Rogue Fitness is an awesome company. That's something that you should be aware of, that you're only going to be able to use one of the 2 storage plates. The second thing that you should be aware of is the little bit of play in the leg press when the pin is connected. Because of the unilateral function of the leg press, there is a little play from side to side when you have the bolt connected. So when you go to press down, there may be a little bit of play. You'll see a little bit of shift in that leg press. Now for me, this doesn't bother me, and I don't notice it that much. And a lot of the clients that I've noticed, we don't notice it that much. But that's something you should be aware of, that there is a small bit of play in that leg press when the pin is connected. Now I've seen people use a U-hook on the back to when the plate is connected, and then from there you can bolt both of them together, and that's going to reduce that play. For me, I don't do it because really it's not too big of an issue. But if that's going to bother you, there is a little bit of play, but when you're pressing it together, it's not something that you really notice. The third con of this leg press is that you cannot use it for calf raises. Doing calf raises on a leg press is something that a lot of people look forward to, or that they incorporate into their program. You're not going to be able to do it with this leg press because of the way that the gliding rods and the design of the plate, where there's no opening at the bottom to put your feet and rest your toes on to do an actual calf press. You're not going to be able to incorporate calf raises on this leg press. So if you're hell-bent on buying this to add calf raises in your program, this is not going to be the leg press for you. But all in all, those are the cons. Let's talk about my final verse on the Rogue leg press. The Rogue leg press is overall an overbuilt piece from Rogue Fitness that is bougie. It's very elegant, has an awesome design. It has the ability to do a lot of different exercises, whether that's different foot placement, whether that's working unilaterally. It is a great addition to any gym, and overall, I love this piece. Everybody that's used it has had awesome feedbacks. All my clients, all the friends that we've had come in and use it have loved this piece of equipment, and overall is a great addition to any leg program. It's going to add a lot of variety and a lot of spice to your program, keep things interesting, and allow you to really isolate just your legs, where a lot of other compound movements, it's tough to accrue enough volume to train and just isolate your legs. Now, this leg press does come in at $6,250. That's pre-tax, pre-shipping. So this is an expensive piece of equipment. For most people, they're not going to throw this in their home gym. But this does really shine in a commercial gym, or if you have a personal training studio. I think this is a perfect fit, because at the end of the day, I'd rather buy one piece of equipment that I know is going to last me a long time. And this leg press is very durable. It's got a great design. It's got an awesome build. It's heavy as hell. Foam cushion's very nice. It's not going to tear. It doesn't feel janky. It's very sturdy. And in my opinion, I would rather pay a little bit more for something that I know is going to last than paying less for something but having to upgrade it, or down the road just have to spend more money because it breaks. So all in all, I freaking love the Rogue leg press. It's been awesome having it in our gym and really using it in workouts with clients and using it in my own personal workouts. I would give this thing a 9 out of 10. The only reason that I wouldn't give it a perfect 10 out of 10 is just because of the lack of ability to store more weight plates on the side. That's just me nitpicking, but that's something that I think Rogue could easily fix, and that would really make this a perfect leg press. So now that we've gone through the review, if you're still with me, now we're going to talk about delivery, what you need to be ready for when this gets delivered to you if you're serious about looking and buying this thing. Before the freight company delivers this, Rogue's going to send an email out to you saying, hey, you're going to need a forklift. Will you have access to a forklift? You're going to have to say yes for the order to be processed and go through. Now with freight deliveries, we never really had a problem, and we've had a lot of different freight deliveries from different companies. We even had a delivery and multiple deliveries from this company. But this thing is so freaking big that no one knew how to get it off the truck. We had access to a forklift, and luckily we have a Sherwin-Williams right down the road, and one of the employees was nice enough to help us out on delivery day. But over the course of like 8 or 9 days, this thing was supposed to be delivered, and no one knew how to get it off the truck, so they didn't even put it on, and we were hanging out like, where's this thing at? It was supposed to get delivered today. So that was one of the things that this thing is big, so do not underestimate this on delivery day. I would recommend that you at least have 3 or 4 people there to help you unload this thing, because it's going to come fully assembled in this oversized box on this big pallet, and it's going to weigh over 1,000 pounds. Now, when it gets delivered to you, it's going to come mostly assembled. A couple things that you're going to have to put on are going to be the storage post on the side. You're going to have to put the weight pegs on the side, and then the front stabilizer on the front. But other than that, this thing is going to come fully assembled, so you need to be ready on delivery day, and you will need a forklift. I literally don't see how there's any way around not using a forklift to get this thing off the truck. They have a lift gate when they bring their semi in, but still, you're going to need a forklift because the box is so long that you're not going to be able to get it off. Once you finally get it off the truck, you're going to need to take it out of the box, which is a lengthy process. You're going to have to unbolt it from the bottom. You have to break down the box. But from there, all we did was just use dollies to get it in. Now, our doors are only 35 inches wide, so we had to take it apart a little bit more, bring it in, and then we had to put it back together even more. We actually had to take off the sled, which I would not recommend. If you have questions about it, let me know in the comment section below. I'll tell you how we did it, but overall, I would not recommend it if you don't have to. All in all, on delivery day, I would just be ready. Like I said, I would have 3 or 4 people there with you. I would definitely have some carpet dollies, and you're definitely going to need a forklift. If you have all of those things, you're going to be able to get this thing delivered to you. You're going to get it in your space, and you're going to be able to use it that day. If you underestimate this thing and you don't have a forklift, you don't have some buddies, you don't have some dollies, you are going to be hurting, and you will not be able to get this off the truck, and you're just going to be frustrated. So do yourself a favor, have all those things, be ready on delivery day, and you're going to have no problem. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I post weekly fitness content to help you get in the best shape of your life, and I freaking love gym equipment, so I'm constantly putting out gym equipment reviews. I'm going to leave a workout video for you to go watch your next. Make sure to check that one out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.